JFJ expresses concern about outbreak of tuberculosis at Hunts Bay Lockup and influenza at correctional facilities. Human rights lobby group Jamaicans for Justice JFJ has expressed concern about the outbreak of tuberculosis at the Hunts Bay Police Lockup in St. Andrew, as well as influenza outbreak at some correctional facilities. The Department of Correctional Services DCS has confirmed an outbreak of the flu at the St. Catherine and Tower Street Adult Correctional Centers. On Sunday, it said 2 inmates who experienced flu-like symptoms died at the Spanish Town Hospital at the weekend. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Constabulary Force said it is working alongside its public health partners to manage an outbreak of tuberculosis at the Hunts Bay Lockup. It said there are 7 inmates receiving treatment at the lockup, while 5 others are undergoing treatment at a hospital under police guard. Reacting to the report, JFJ's Executive Director, Michael Jackson, expressed concern that Jamaica's correctional system is in a crisis due to significant overcrowding and poor sanitation and ventilation. She said the issues must be addressed. In the meantime, advocacy group Stand Up for Jamaica has also expressed concern about the outbreaks. Executive Director Carla Golota expressed the importance of precautionary measures in preventing a further spread.
How do we fix it? Again, it goes back to the overcrowding because we know that tuberculosis is going to be transferred in the air. So we have to look at the underlying issues and get moving on this particular area. Since a year outside of the flu outbreak, we've had instances of inmates dying while in custody of the state. So again, I think I sound like a broken record, but the importance is to build more facilities, improve the facilities that we have in terms of the infrastructure, because we hear of the horror stories, if one can call it that, again, in terms of sanitation, poor nutrition, and so on. And if those underlying issues are not fixed, then I fear that the only thing that we would see is it getting far worse than it is at this moment.
We wanted to encourage, first of all, families not to go to the prisons in this situation. Secondly, to encourage to take all possible precaution measures to avoid the spread of the virus. We know how difficult it is. We know how challenging it is. Some measures need to be taken because the health of inmates, of officers, for us is a priority.
JTA urges schools affected by hand, foot, and mouth disease to implement necessary measures to prevent spread. The Jamaica Teachers Association JTA is urging schools affected by the hand, foot, and mouth disease to implement the necessary measures to prevent its spread. This comes in response to a recent increase in cases at some schools in Manchester. Robin Hall Primary School in Northeast Manchester was closed following a suspected outbreak. JTA President Dr. Mark Simmet said authorities are monitoring the situation and providing support to the affected schools. Meanwhile, Medical Officer for Health for Manchester, Dr. Nadine Williams, has reassured that the disease is not life-threatening and there is no official outbreak. However, she emphasized that parents and staff should continue taking precautions to prevent further transmission.
The Jamaica Teachers Association is incredibly concerned regarding the number of cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease that we have been hearing about. In fact, in Manchester, we've been reliably informed that at the Robbins Hall Primary School, the school had to be closed because of several cases. I believe the case number is around 6 students which have been diagnosed as having the hand, foot, and mouth disease. And we want to ensure the safety of both our children and staff. And so call upon the Ministry of Health to continue to provide the requisite support.
It's not a condition that is life-threatening, but we just definitely want to reduce the number of students who contract it. So we try to advise the schools to inform the parents that should there be their child have any rashes, similar to what the usual for hand, foot, and mouth disease, and they do not send out the children for school. We try to assist them and guide them into ensuring that the school, the areas are properly clean, the toys, the furniture, the bathrooms for the students' return. And we just monitor the situation basically. So we're pretty much educating the staff and the parents as to what to look out for and how to manage the situations.
Education Ministry condemns brawl involving Pembrook Hall High School students. The Ministry of Education has expressed deep concern following reports of a violent altercation yesterday involving students of Pembrook Hall High School. The incident, which occurred off the school compound, is currently under investigation by the Jamaica Constabulary Force. According to the ministry, early reports indicated that a brawl broke out between students, with at least one student sustaining visible injuries, including a bloody face. Video footage of the incident has been circulated online, causing widespread public concern. This incident is a stark reminder of the challenges we face in fostering a culture of peace and respect among our youth. Violence in any form is unacceptable, and the ministry remains committed to implementing comprehensive measures to address this troubling trend, said Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon. The Education Ministry noted that it has ramped up its teaching of conflict management skills, public education initiatives including ongoing anti-bullying campaigns on social media platforms. These campaigns, it said, aim to raise awareness about the consequences of violence and promote positive interaction among students. Morris-Dixon urged all stakeholders to take an active role in supporting these initiatives. We call on parents, guardians, and school staff to continue working with us to reinforce a zero-tolerance approach to violence. Our children deserve to learn in environments free from fear and hostility, she stated. The ministry said Pembroke Hall High School is collaborating with law enforcement to ensure a thorough investigation of the incident and to determine appropriate actions against those involved. Additional support, including counseling services, will be made available to affected students. Employees Federation calls for a special commission to examine state of industrial harmony in tourism sector. The Jamaica Employees Federation, JEF, wants the government to set up special commission to examine the state of industrial harmony in the hotel tourism sector. The recommendation from JEF, which represent employees in Jamaica, follows recent protests by staff at 4 hotels in Western Jamaica. Over the last month, employees at Royalton, Secrets, Iberia and Excellence hotels voiced their concern over low wages and called for better working conditions. The JEF says it believes that social dialogue mechanism in the form of special commission needs to be established. The Federation explained that this will allow the development of minimum industry standards to treat with procedural issues to include employment matters, representation, safety and health, grievance and discipline, and substantive issues to treat with compensation matters, wages, leave, health, housing, transportation, meals and refreshment. The group says this social dialogue mechanism must be fully representative and involve all parties as recognized by the International Labour Organization ILO and is embodied in the Labour's Advisory Council LAC and other groups to include the Jamaica Hotel and Tourism Association, owners and managers of hotels. JET adds that this mechanism will also ensure that the country arrives at sustainable, long-term solution through social dialogue that will allow society, business and workers to thrive and to continue to grow the industry. The Federation says it stands ready to lend active participation in this mechanism to maintain industrial harmony and remains committed to providing employers with the tools, knowledge and solutions needed to succeed in today's global business environment and to ensure that they remain competitive and maintain a high-skilled and motivated workforce. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.